Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Logistics Executive TV. Today, I have a kindred spirit from the industry, a very important man from an absolutely rock and roll type company in the US. And I've got to say that his organization, as the founder and CEO of Supply Chain Now, is without a doubt the world's number one ranking podcast for the world of supply chain and logistics. And it is my pleasure to introduce Scott Luton. Scott, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us from Atlanta, Georgia, the day after the elections.
It's unbelievable. And Kim, most importantly, kindred spirits is right. It's been an honor and a privilege to know you for as long as we have, to collaborate on a wide variety of things. And you're way too kind. You called me a very important man. And I tell you, I've never heard those words, but I'm going to go back and tell my mom what you said about me, and it's going to make her day. So great to see you, Kim.
You had an inauguration this week, and I watched it live. Very interesting process. I've got to say, from a technical point of view and an interest point of view, putting the politics aside, watching that indoors gave so much better perspective on the audience. So it was great TV viewing, and I went to 5 different channels. 4 of them are US based, and then, well, probably 5 of them are US based, all 5. And they all had different angles, but it was so intriguing. And I've got to say, congratulations, new administration, a lot of very, very forceful changes taking place. I guess that rolls me into the issue of, what you're seeing happening moving forward in 2025. But before I ask you that, give me a couple of observations on this golden age that Donald Trump's talking about, and where that applies to the golden age of tech in particular. And I know you've been heavily involved with Kevin with his podcast lately. So what are a couple of things you see happening, the big movers in the area of tech?
Man, this is like $1 trillion. This is like a Chinese industrial economy sized question. So let me do this. I'm going to decouple a couple thoughts about new leadership here in the U.S. to the golden age of supply chain tech. How about that? So you probably, from what it sounds, and we didn't talk about this pre-show, but I had to work yesterday. So I didn't watch a whole bunch of inauguration coverage. And I think it's also important to note that it was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day also in the States yesterday. And we focused his celebrating and protecting and growing his really critical legacy on our on the Buzz yesterday live. So that's really important. Now I think as it relates to politics, and you know me, Kim, you've known me over years. We get frank, but never political on supply chain now. But you can't have a supply chain conversation without talking tariffs. We've already mentioned the T word just in our last 20 minutes here. And there's all sorts of opinions on how this thing will play out. I did watch some of as President Trump was signing the executive orders and answering questions at the same time, which was just mind-boggling TV, I guess, right? That was a portion I watched. And he was asking, answering questions about BRICS and tariff rates and this, that, and the other. Undoubtedly, there will be a more aggressive trade policy in the U.S. is a prediction. It's an easy prediction to make, right? But I just don't see the extent. When I get asked this question a lot, I think if President Trump is anything, he prides himself on negotiating, and he's throwing these rates out, I believe, while giving about 9 days to negotiate with our North American trade partners alone. And I don't see that being 25% with Canada and Mexico. I don't. I could be wrong, but I think going back to the China trend and the state of supply chain warfare, which I was writing about earlier, my personal thought is we must lean in to the most unique trading zone in all the world, which is North America. Those are our friends, our trading partners, our allies. And I think we can come up with a way effectively, even the bureaucrats in DC, to come up with a way to address some of the challenges they see while protecting the precious relationships that we're going to need as we address bigger travesties going on elsewhere around the globe. So it's not a big, bold prediction, but it's what I hope, what I am predicting and really hoping for in the months ahead, Kim.